Hello, 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 everyone. Come on into the webinar. My name is Linda Peavy, and I'm going to be your hostess for this evening where we are going to talk about, yes, how you can still get grants for Black-owned businesses and Black-led nonprofits. So as you come in, I'm in the land, not too far from Columbus, and I just came back from Northeast Ohio. I was in Cleveland, now I'm in Columbus. So let me know where you are coming in from. Let me know where you are coming in from and say hello. Don't be shy. Don't be shy. Say hello as you come in. Let's see, let's see, let's see. Who do we have? Don't be shy. I see you coming in. Don't be shy. Let me know where you're coming in from. Give that city and that state a shout out. Give the city and the state a shout out. And let me know where you are coming in from. Don't be shy. Don't be shy. I see you coming in. Jade is coming in from Houston, Houston, Texas. Houston, Texas. First of all, this is like not my normal background. My office is being redesigned, so I'm in an alternate location. So it's a little different than how it normally looks, but we are here. We're going to have a great time. I was on at noon earlier today and we had a great time, great questions asked. So I know we're going to have a great time tonight. Hello, Robert from Chi-Town, Chicago. We're going to get started in just a minute because I do have a lot of information to share with me, but I need one promise from you. I need one promise that you are going to share this information with other Black-led nonprofits and Black-owned businesses because a lot of what you're going to hear today you might have never heard before. And this is going to be new information for some of you, very important information. And hopefully you will leave here encouraged to move forward and get this grant money. Hello, Angie from Baltimore, Maryland. All right, we're going to get started. The first thing I'm going to do is share my screen. Let me share my screen, and then we are going to get started. Let's see, let's see, let's see. Make sure everything is looking good here. There we go. All right, so you should be able to see my screen now. And this is grant writing for Black-owned businesses and Black-led nonprofits. And this, again, is my I'm live, 7 p.m. session. Again, I was live at noon. We had a really great time. And I know we'll have a good time tonight because I have very important information for you. All right, so let's get started. All right, so a little bit of information about me, my background. Again, my name is Linda Peavy, and yes, they call me the Grants Queen because I have won. It's over $17 million now in grants. And this is year 17 of me being in this grant industry, in year 17 of me owning my company, LaPov Consulting. My undergrad and graduate degrees are from the University of Akron. Go Zips. And I teach grant writing all over the country for your smaller nonprofits, for foundations, for even your larger organizations, from the Urban League to Goldman Sachs. I teach grant writing. And I'm a proud alumnus of the Goldman Sachs 10,000 Small Businesses Program. And yes, I have a business, but I used to lead a nonprofit. So let me know who is here with me today. Let me know in the chat. Are you a small business? Meaning you could be a sole proprietor or an LLC or a partnership or even an S corp. Or do you have a nonprofit? Or do you have both? Because I'm finding a lot of small businesses are starting nonprofits. So let me know in the chat. Who do I have with me? Let me know. Small business, nonprofit, or both. Let me know. Let me know in the chat. You have a business. Ashley has a business. Ashley, where are you coming in from? Where are you coming in from, Ashley? Monica. Oh, no, 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 no. Monsina. Monsina has a small business. And Ashley is representing the land, Cleveland, Ohio. That's what I'm talking about. Andra. Oh my goodness. Andra runs a food pantry at your church. I hope you're getting grants already because that is one of the areas where certainly there's grant money. Robert, you want to start a business? Excellent. I have some information for you that I think is going to be very helpful. Hello, Brittany. Hello, Brittany. All right, all right, all right. Brittany has a small business. All right. So we're going to get started. So just so you know, you're in the right place. Whether you have a small business or a nonprofit, there's grant money for you. I want to be crystal clear about that. And again, a lot of the information I'm going to be sharing with you, make sure you share it with others because a lot of organizations, a lot of what you're hearing in the media, they're not talking about what I'm going to be talking about tonight, and you need to hear it because as Black organizations, I think every hurdle in the world has been placed in front of us to keep us from getting funding, and grant money is still available. All right. So how did I get here? I used to be a publishing executive in Pennsylvania, and then I got hurt. When I got hurt, literally, I went from traveling the world to putting everything I owned in a storage unit in Cleveland, Ohio, so that I could be seen by the Cleveland Clinic. I had to move in with my sister. It took me 2 years just to get to the point where I could work again. And when I was better, I couldn't find a job because my experience was in professional publishing in Pennsylvania. And if you know anything about Cleveland, especially you, Andra, you know Cleveland is not like the publishing mecca of the United States. And so that's when I started my company, LaPav Consulting. I never had this dream of being an entrepreneur. I like to eat and I needed a roof over my head, and I was not getting any type of offer. So I started LaPav Consulting. And it's been 17 years and I've not looked back. So when I tell you I know where you are, if you had to start from zero, I think I had to start from sub-zero because first I needed to get well. So I know how it is to start from nothing and to want to be able to grow and build your organization. Now, once I started my company, LaPav Consulting, one of my first contracted positions was to be the executive director of a nonprofit. Now, I like to keep it real. I'm going to keep it real tonight. All right. So hopefully we're all family. There are times when people who look like us are called in to do what? Save the program, save the project, sometimes save the entire organization. So once I started this contracted position as the executive director of a nonprofit, I was there maybe 2 weeks before I was called into the board of directors office until that I had to write a grant that would pay for my salary. Yes, I had never seen a grant before. I had no knowledge of grants, and I'm being asked to write a grant to save my job, thus saving the entire organization. All right, so if you know what I mean about being called in to save the day, give me a yes in the chat. All right. But you know what? Even though I had never seen a grant before, even though I had no knowledge of grants, I did it. I researched, I wrote that grant, I won that grant, and it paid for my job for a year. And I knew then a couple of things about grants. One, you can use grant money to support your organization. Some of you, and I hear from you, you're very tired of using your own money to fund your organization. You're tired of wearing all 20 hats. Grant money can be utilized to hire staff, to hire support, to hire supplies. So why not use someone else's money to help fund your organization? Grant money comes from third-party resources, and guess what? You don't pay it back. All right. So we'll talk more about what you can do with grant money as we move forward. Now, what else will we talk about? I'm going to go over the current grant landscape because surprisingly enough, there are some benefits to what's happening, some very surprising benefits to what's happening. And then I'm going to show you how you prepare to apply for grants. It's not as easy as you just downloading the application and completing it and sending it off. That's a great way to get a rejection letter. You need to prepare to apply for grants. And then I'm going to show you what you write in the application and how you write the application so that you are getting notice in a sea of applications. And then I'm going to show you how to conduct grant research so that you are finding organizations that, yes, want to fund your mission and your programming and your services. Yes, even as a Black organization. Then don't go anywhere because I have a bonus surprise at the end. And I have a list of available grants for you. And then we're going to do a Q&A. Speaking of Q&A, this is not the time to be shy. Ask your questions, drop them in the Q&A box or the webinar chat. This is your opportunity to ask a grants expert your grant questions. All right. Now I'm here to help you because again, I think every challenge in the world, every roadblock is being placed in our way. I'm here to try to knock them down, try to knock them away as much as I can. Therefore, you're going to get a copy of this replay for free. I am not charging for this replay because I need for you to have this information so that you're able to move forward with securing grants. And I'm talking about winning grants. No one wants to write a bunch of grants and not win. So what I'm telling you today is going to place you in a position to better win grants. All right. So you're going to get the replay. It will be free. You'll have it forever. All right. I want you to come back to it again and again and again. All right. Now, why are we here? We are here because we as Black organizations need access to funding. And guess what? It should always be about loans. Are you as tired as I am of hearing about loans? We want grant funding because grant funding, you do not pay back. And let me say something to all of you. You can do this. You can write grants. Grant writing is not what it used to be. You're not writing some 500-page document for 3 months at a time. No, a lot of these applications are 2 and 3 and 4 pages. So you can do this. And why? Because foundations don't have the staff that they used to have. They don't have the staff to sit down and read 500-page grant applications, right? Therefore, 2, 3, 4 pages. You can do this, but please understand that there's a process to winning. That's what I've learned after having won over $17 million in grants and funding. Oh, there's a process. And it's not all about what you write in the application. I'm going to teach you what this process is tonight. As long as you share it with other organizations. All right, all right, all right. All right, come on here. There we go. Now let's talk about what's happening with grants. I know that the federal government has cut grants. They have rescinded grants. They have frozen grants. But guess what? Federal grants don't equal all grants, people. Do you know that grants come from thousands of resources outside of the federal government? Don't be fooled into thinking that there are no grants just because the federal government decided to cut grants. Grants come from private, community, family, and corporate foundations also in the billions of dollars. Yes, billions of dollars are being given away as we speak in grant funding. And this is why I want you to be in the right position to get it. All right. So there's a couple of unique opportunities that exist for you that didn't even exist for you last year because of what's happening. People, unfortunately, are thinking that there are no grants because of the federal grant cuts. Therefore, there are fewer people applying for grants, which means what? A little less competition. And guess what's happening? Your local community foundations, corporate community foundations, family foundations, private foundations are literally, as we speak, increasing grant money because they're trying to fill in the gaps left by the federal grant cuts. Look, we know the need didn't disappear just because the federal grant money disappeared. So all of these local community foundations and private corporations, they are increasing their grant money. Here's an opportunity for you. There's no more waiting. Now is the time for you to start getting this grant funding. All right. Now, something else is taking place. Yes, the corporate and private foundations are stepping in to cover the gaps left by the federal cuts. But guess what? Your state, local, and county governments are still providing grant money. Why? Because not all of their funding comes from the federal government. A lot of these states and county governments, they raise their own funding. Literally, not even 2 months ago, I heard about two massive grants. $30 million grant from the state of Ohio, $20 million grant from the state of Michigan. So if you're not applying for these grants, you are missing out. They exist. They're being provided every day. Yes, to organizations that look like yours. All right. Now let's talk about the elephant in the room, DEI, diversity, equity, and inclusion. We know that it includes minorities, women, veterans, the disabled. And we know that the federal government, specifically this administration, has cut most of the DEI federal funding and putting pressure on foundations to also cut funding. But guess what? A lot of these foundations, these are their people, as we say, right? This is where they give funding to. They're not just going to stop funding these organizations and funding organizations that help this population just because it was coming from the White House, because this is who they serve. You don't stop serving your population. And this is what I need for you to understand. You don't stop serving your population if they're minorities or women or veterans or the disabled. Here's what the foundations are doing. Really smart. They're tweaking their language. So they're not saying DEI or diversity, equity, and inclusion. Some of them aren't. There are a few that are. They have literally doubled down, like the Kellogg Foundation and the Ford Foundation. You go to their websites, they are proud to say that we fund DEI, we fund racial programs that address racial inequity. But you have some of the newer foundations, Google, Apple, Delta, Costco. They absolutely believe in funding these populations, but they don't want the wrath coming from the White House. So what are they doing? They are tweaking that language. All right. And that's what you're going to do. We call it quiet DEI in the grant world. So what are you doing? You are replacing ethnicity and gender and talking about the conditions and the outcomes that you are trying to address with your program. Let me show you exactly what you're going to do. Let's say you have a program that offers youth development opportunities for Black boys. That's who you serve. You don't stop serving Black boys because of what's happening in the White House. You tweak the language. So now, instead of saying our program offers youth development opportunities for Black boys, you're going to say we provide youth development for historically underserved and underrepresented boys. You're tweaking that language because you don't want your application pulled or denied because of the language. Or you can say serving boys disproportionately impacted by economic and educational inequities. Everybody knows who you're talking about. Supporting boys from communities designated as high need or underrepresented in STEM, right? Same for women. Let's say you serve women. Maybe you have a coaching LLC. You provide employment and career coaching for women. How might you tweak that language? And also tells you what to look out for when you are applying for grants, right? So the underserved, underrepresented. But here's what you can do. If you have that program where you are coaching women, you can tweak the language. Now you can say our program offers workforce development support for those facing systemic barriers to career advancement. Women, right? You're just not using the word. Or providing career development services tailored to those who experience unique workforce challenges due to what? Caregiving responsibilities, wage gaps, systemic inequities. You're talking about women. This is very important for you to get because this is how you're going to get around these DEI cuts. You're going to be looking for foundations and organizations that are using this alternative language, right? It's really coded language. And when you see it, you know, yes, they still fund me. They still fund my programs. So give me a yes if you understand what I'm doing because this is important, right? So this is what you're going to do in some cases, right? So give me a yes. Give me a yes if you understand this. This is very important. This is what's happening now, right? This is how you still get the grant money, even though there have been quote unquote cuts to DI in some of these foundations. All right. You got to look for these buzzwords. All right. Now let's get back to the basics. Grants are not paid back, like full stop. What do you need to know? Grants are not paid back. Now, Some of you have nonprofits. Get your 501c3. That is your tax-exempt charitable organization designation. It's taking about 8 weeks now to get it. If you don't have yours, you are going to need it. You're going to need it. All right. So make sure you have that 501c3. Now I want all of you to look at this slide. This is how much grant money is being provided every year. The last final numbers are from 2023, from foundation and corporation, just foundation and corporation giving. You don't see federal funding anywhere on here. $189 billion with a B given away. These numbers were expected to increase, and now we know they will because foundations and corporations are increasing their grant money based on what happened with the federal government. This money is being given away every single day. That's why you have to get into this game. You can no longer be on the sidelines if you want this free money, right? And don't be intimidated by these large numbers because at the end of the day, you need what you need. You just need a little bit of $189 billion, right? Just a little bit. So I want all of you right now to place into the chat. I just need a little bit. This is a huge pie, people. Don't be intimidated by these huge numbers when you see some of these grants come out. You can do this because you just need what you need. You just need a little bit, right? Based on your organization. So that's what I'm talking about. Robert, Andra, Monsina, you just need a little bit. You just need what you need to fund your organization. So that's what I want you to focus on. But first, I want you to prepare to apply for grants. Now, the application is important. Your grammar is going to be important. And no, you don't have to be a professional writer, but this is what you do. You download an editing software program. That's what I did. I am a professional editor, a professional grant writer, and a professional writer. I wouldn't write without Grammarly. If you use Grammarly, give yourself some love in the chat. Now you download it onto your computer. It literally will self-correct as you write. Why is this important? Because I just don't want you submitting grant applications full of grammatical errors, and it is very easy to do, right? Because you're not a professional grant writer. So free program for you. Grammarly is free. And courtesy of Grammarly, you can download this article that will also help you to become a better writer. All right? Now, how else are you going to prepare to apply? You need to get those documents in order. Your EIN, nonprofits, you need your 501c3. Small businesses, are you a legitimate organization? Do you have your articles? Do you have a list of your board members? This is especially important for nonprofits. And also get letters of support. Look, name drop if you have to. Do you know the mayor? Do you know politicians who can give you letters of support? It could come from your pastor, your church, community leaders. Letters of support will strengthen your grant application. Now, if you're currently operating, you will need your financial statements. Yes, that's your balance sheet and your profit and loss statement. Now, all of you will need an operating budget, and I don't want you to freak out and like get upset because you see this word operating budget. You can download it from the internet. All it is a document where you are going to list what you believe your expenses are going to be over the course of a year. In other words, how much money do you think you'll need to operate over the course of a year? And you create this operating budget, and it will help you to decide also how much grant money you need. All right, so this is how you prepare to apply. Now I'm going to get into a grant application. So these are the typical components that you would see in a grant application. I'm going to show you how to write every section so that you are showcasing your organization by telling a story, because really that's what a grant application is. It's an opportunity for you to tell your story. Now, let's just go with the mission. The mission is everything. And yes, it is required if you are going to apply for grants. It doesn't matter if you have a small business or a nonprofit. Your mission defines what you do. Yes, your aims and your goals, but it does more than that. It can align you to the foundation that wants to give you money. Let's say you are laser focused on K through 12 education. You need to be finding a foundation that also has a passion for education and seek their grants. There has to be an alignment. So if you don't have a mission statement, that is homework 101 for you, nonprofit or small business. This is a requirement. So, homework for you. Now, this next section is how you describe your organization, and this is going to set you apart from the pack, right? If you follow these instructions, this is going to set you apart from other applications. When you describe your organization, I want you to think about one word: impact. What has been the impact of your organization on those for whom you serve, right? You have to think about what makes you different, what makes you special, but you have to track your success. Do you have a restaurant? How many people do you serve a year? How many people do you hire? You have a homeless ministry? How many homeless people have you placed into shelters? And once they get there, what happens? Do they get a GED and go back to school or get a job or get permanent housing? Track your success and also think about what makes you different. Let's say you have an online jewelry company. Now, there are a million online jewelry companies, right? What is making yours different? Maybe it's handmade jewelry. Maybe it's jewelry for people with sensitive skin. What is it about your organization that makes you different? Because that is going to help you stand out on your grant application. And let's say you haven't started. You could be a startup. I still want you to write about your impact. Now you're going to project. So let's say you have a tutoring organization. You want to tutor high school kids. You can write in the application what you expect your impact will be. So when those students complete your tutoring program, you expect that they will be able to increase their reading scores by 5%. So whether you are currently open or you're going to open, you still write about impact using real numbers. This is what foundations want to see. All right, got it? Excuse me. All right. Now, when you write, you must write as if you're solving a problem. And there's always a problem. Again, it doesn't matter if you are a small business or a nonprofit. Write as if you are addressing some issue. Again, that jewelry company, maybe it's homemade jewelry. Maybe it's for people with sensitive skin, right? You're solving a problem. Let's say you have a bakery. Bakery wants to locate in a downtown location. You need a $20,000 grant. Now you might be thinking it's a bakery. What is the problem? She's making cakes all day, right? Maybe it's economic development because where she wants to locate is economically deprived and she wants to help with the revitalization of that community. That's the problem she's resolving. So she wants a community development grant. You have to think about, why did you start? What was happening that made you say, I need to start this nonprofit. I need to start this business? Because that's going to connect you to the foundation that wants to give you money. Remember, I said at the beginning, winning the grant money is about more than what you write in the application. You need to connect with the right foundation. How do you do that? You go to their websites and find out where they fund. Now, I know 90% of foundations don't have a website, so sometimes you have to get a little creative, right? But align what you're doing to where that foundation is funding. This is why so many organizations don't get funding. They get rejection letters because they should never have applied to that grant in the first place. They're not even giving in their area, right? So make sure there is an alignment there, all right? Also, target populations, niche down. You should be serving one, maybe two target populations. I've been a business coach for 16 years now. I hear this frequently when I ask, who are you serving? I get, Linda, I help everybody. If they come my way, I have to help them. No, 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 no. You cannot help everybody. You should have one, maybe two. The more you try to pile on your shoulders, the more people, the more populations you try to help, the more you dilute your results. Because for most of you, you're it, right? So you can't afford to start piling on program after different program after different program. Do one extremely well, get one funded well, and then move on to the next. And this is why you should have a referral list, because when someone comes to you and you can't help them, you should have some recommended services that you can send them to. All right, because you can't help everybody. That's how you get burnt out. Now, all of you have a decision to make when you are applying for grant money. When you apply for the application, you have to decide, are you applying for operating grant money or program project grant money? One or the other. Now, operating grant money is fantastic because when you get it, you decide where to put the grant money. You can pay your salaries, right? Or your IT or marketing or your lease or hire staff with operating money. It helps to shore up your infrastructure, build your capacity. Only about 32% of foundations give it, but if you can get it, get it. All right. We know that most grant money has to go to a particular program or project, which is okay. Let's talk about the restaurant. It's a for-profit. A lot of small businesses get caught up in this. They're thinking like, what project could I have? What program could I have? Maybe that restaurant wants to start a cooking school and provide cooking classes to the community. Or maybe she wants to start a delivery service. That could be a program or a project. All right. Now, whatever you do, always apply to multiple foundations. Multiple foundations. You tell me in the chat why you think this is important. I want to hear from you. Why do you think you have to apply to multiple foundations? Look, you should always be applying for grants. All right? Because this is not a sprint. This is a marathon. This is a marathon, right? Let me see in the chat. That's right, Monsina, you got a backup plan. Keep asking your questions. I will answer them all. Great question, Monsina. I'm going to get to that. You need a backup plan. Why? Because grants are not guaranteed. People, please do not let anybody tell you they can guarantee you grant money. 99.9% of the time, they're trying to scam you. I see it on social media all the time. Oh, everybody apply here. Everybody wins. Everybody gets the grant money. No, 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 no. So be careful. Be careful. Grants are not guaranteed. So you have to apply to multiple foundations because you should always be seeking grant money. Always. All right. Now, this is critical. This will help you in so many ways. You all need community partnerships. Even if you are a solopreneur, look, foundations don't expect you to do this by yourself. You need community partnerships. Let's say you have an accounting firm. You could give a tax talk, a free tax talk, 1 hour every month. They're going to promote you. That's what libraries do. Why is this important for your grant application? Because it will increase your level of visibility. Do you know that foundations are always seeking and looking at who's doing what in their community? But by you having community partnerships where you're giving these tax talks, you become more visible. And it's another partnership that you can list on your grant application. And look, this is so important because these organizations make sure they're well respected. Oftentimes they know where funding is in their community and they can refer you to other organizations. I want to make this really simple. Let's say a young lady has an ex-offender program, ex-offender. She wants to make sure that people who are released from the criminal justice system are successful when they go back into society. I want you to tell me in the chat who you think she should be meeting with. Who do you think she should be meeting with? Who should be her community partners? She has to get access to the jail system because she interviews the inmates before they are released, just to make sure they qualify for her program. Who should be her community partners? Now, she wants to make sure that these ex-offenders are successful once they are released back into society. You let me know. Let me know in the chat. Let me go back one. Let me know in the chat who you think she should be meeting with. Who should be her community partners? People, you cannot do this alone. All of you, no matter your industry, no matter what you are providing, should be working with other organizations, right? Let's see what you got. Absolutely different businesses. Why? Because there are businesses that hire ex-offenders. That's right, Andre. You want them to be successful. You want them to get a job once they get back out into society, right? So she should be meeting with other businesses. What about housing? You don't want them to be homeless, right? Should she be maybe meeting with transitional housing organizations? Do you want them to develop some type of a skill set? What about the church? A lot of churches have ex-offender programs, right? So you see, this is not difficult between the different businesses and her meeting with the criminal justice system, or she's got to meet with the sheriff's office or parole board. This is what I want you to do. This is your homework. I want you to name 5 organizations that you are going to meet with based on your organization. I'm showing you how you win grant money, not how you just write a bunch of grants, right? Because these partners will become important. They can refer you to foundations, right? Because even in the foundation world, sometimes it's still absolutely who you know, right? It's no different. So it will help if you have community partners, you have advocates for your organization. All right. So homework for you. Name 5 based on your program, 5 organizations that you're going to meet. And if you want to drop a few in the chat, if I have time at the end, we'll discuss them. Now we're on to the money. You need a grant budget. You need to be able to explain how you're going to spend the grant money. Whatever you do, itemize your expenses. If you need supplies, what supplies do you need? And how many? And who's using the supplies? You want to hire staff? You can't just write, I need like $50,000 for an executive director. Well, how many hours will the person work? How many hours a week? How many weeks out of the year? Itemize your expenses when you list this money into your budget. And whatever you do, provide a budget narrative. It will describe how you're using the funding. And here's a tip. Always connect the funding back to your mission and the mission of the foundation, right? Show how you're going to be using the money to uphold your mission, thus aligning with the mission of the foundation. All right, got it? Got it? Got it? All right. Now, I know you might be thinking, Linda, this doesn't sound too bad, but I don't have time for this. I just don't have time to write these grants. Do you remember what I told you at the beginning? Many grant applications are 2, 3, 4, 5 pages. Seriously, because foundations, they just don't have the staff to sort through huge documents. And guess what? AI will give you your time back. Artificial intelligence, ChatGPT, oh, it is amazing. You should be using it if you're writing grants. It is amazing. I'll talk a little bit more about it in a few minutes. It will give you your time back, right? Because a lot of you are thinking like, I don't have time for this, but my question to you, and I would like an answer in the chat. Do you have time to get the free money? Do you have time to get free money? Do you have time to get free money? Let me see in the chat. I don't know if anybody has time to get free money. Let's see in the chat if you've got time to, oh, I see yes. I see some yeses. So it sounds like you've got time to get free money. All right. So if you've got time to get the free money, I need you to spend. Yes, Nita says yes. Jay says yes. I need you to spend just a little bit of time on the process to get the free money, right? Because I know you're tired of using all of your own money. This is free money, people. What are you going to do? You're going to build a relationship. This is a slide here. If you don't take anything else away from this webinar, this is the slide. This is oftentimes the difference between whether or not you get a grant. Did you meet with the foundation first? Did you meet with the foundation before you submitted the grant application? They want to meet with you typically. They want to get to know you. They're considering giving you their grant money. You want to meet with them. You're trying to get their grant money. But this is a relationship. This is not just like, this is not a money grab. You need to build this relationship. You need to meet with them. And guess what? In this meeting, they will give you insight into the grant application. And I'm not talking about long, lengthy meetings. Look, I always think about one client that I had set up a 30-minute Zoom meeting. He got $30,000. Zoom, yes, these are Zoom meetings. Now, if you live in close proximity to the foundation, meet with them in person. Other than that, this is a Zoom meeting. And how do you set up the Zoom meeting? You send an email to the foundation. You send the email, you align your organization with theirs in the email. You ask for a meeting. Whatever you do, do not ever, 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 ever ask for money in the email. That's almost like getting an automatic rejection letter. You ask for a meeting, and in the meeting, you ask for the money. Now, let's find where the money is. You're going to conduct grant research. Now, people, Google is okay, but I need for you to be at a portal. Go into a portal that specializes in giving you information about where the grants are. The Foundation Directory Online is the leading source of information on grants in the United States. They give you information on the organization that provides funding for your type of a program. So let's say you're in Detroit, you have a program where you're helping veterans get into transitional housing. Plug that information in. They give you a list of organizations that fund that type of a program. Now, FDL is also called Candid, $50 a month to subscribe. So spend $50 and get you a list of grants or free access at your local library, totally free access. All right, I told you I love libraries. Grants.gov, yes, there are still some federal grants. Lilly Foundation, largest funder of religious organizations. And I think someone has a church here or a faith-based organization. Do you know that churches can get grant money? Faith-based organizations get grant money. Do you know that Walmart gives grants to churches? Like I've been involved in that firsthand. Grantwatch.com. Now they provide the synopsis of the grant application, the link to the application, the deadline, the contact people. They're $20 a week or $200 for the entire year to search their database. GrantStation.com to search your database is $200 for the whole year. I love GrantStation because I think they really do one of the better jobs of letting you really hone in on what you do and how you serve. And they give you a list of grants. They do an alignment. They match. These organizations match what you're providing with where the grants are. All right. UrbanAwarenessUSA.org. Please sign up. They're Black owned. They have a lot of information about grants, and they give information on maybe 2 to 3 new grants every single week. So they're great. Tell them Linda sent you. Now, I want to show you how you conduct the grant research. This is Grant Station. I mentioned $200 for the year. Look to my right where it says areas of interest. Every block you see, there's probably 20 other drop-down blocks. You really get to input. Who are you helping? Who are you serving? You input your target population, your areas of interest, your geographical scope, and you push a button, you get a list of grants. Then let me say something about location, because a lot of you are leaving money on the table. Please, whatever you do, start local. Don't be seduced by these huge government grants. Start local. It is easier to get local grant money. So research your local community foundation and organizations and corporations giving grant money using one of these portals that we're talking about. And you start local, but don't disregard the national funders. Look outside your state too. There could be a foundation in Texas giving money to you and you're in Tennessee. And then for my international friends, this is for you as well. You could live in the United States and serve a population in Kenya and get grant funding. All right. Now, here's a list of grants. I will not go through all of them, but I want you to see that there are still communities that are giving grants to you as a Black organization, but you should be searching for grants as a Black organization and beyond, not just that, right? But I'm here to show you that, yes, there are still communities that support you, right? Again, I won't go through them all. Annuity Fund, that's a financial literacy grant. If you have a Black charity, go to that website right there. They have a list of grants. Hello Alice is for small businesses. especially women-owned. Operation Hope, that's John Hope Bryant. He's trying to create 1 million Black businesses or support them. He's at 400,000. If you have a Black business, you should absolutely be signed up with Operation Hope. LISC funding, they fly under the radar screen, but they've given over $1 billion to communities of color, right? This is not what you're saying on TV. Amber grants for women, $30,000 a month. The Ford Foundation, right now, they have a grant for anybody that is producing a film about the African American experience. And I'm going to just hop down to Amarillo where it says small. Maybe that's you. All they do is give grants to super small organizations because you might be thinking, Linda, this is not for me. I'm a solopreneur. Solopreneurs get grants too. Or maybe you don't have staff. Maybe you don't pay staff. Maybe you don't even pay yourself. All volunteer nonprofits get grant money too. And startups, busy.com and sky'sthelimit.org, those are both startup grants. Startup grants vary. Sometimes you have to be like between year 1 and 5. Other times they'll give you money just based on your idea, right? So you have to investigate and find out what their criteria is. Now, really quickly, I want you to drop into the chat. What is the first thing that comes to your mind when you think about banks and money? Banks and money. What comes to your mind immediately when you think about banks and money? Like, what is the first thing you think about? Denial, denial, denial. What else? What else? What else? What else? Loans. Do you know that banks are some of the largest providers of grant money in the country? I'm in Ohio. The Key Bank Foundation is one of the largest foundations in the state of Ohio. What I'm trying to show you is that funding, grant money comes from so many resources other than the federal government. So you should be encouraged and apply for these grants. I'm going to give you 4 hot leads right now. Bank of America, Wells Fargo, TD Banks, and Truist. They all give grants. They all give grants. And then in Ohio, we've got Key Bank and PNC, Citizens, right? Yes, banks provide grant money. Absolutely, they do. And it doesn't have to be your bank, by the way. It can be one of these banks. Go to a bank that maybe has a really good presence in your community. And it's not the branch manager either. Usually it's a vice president. Go to a vice president of maybe economic development. Talk to them. Because oftentimes a lot of staff in banks, they're not aware of the grant money, but VPs are. All right, now we're going to talk about ChatGPT for just a little bit because it is fantastic. You should be using it. But please be careful because it is not a substitute for you being able to write about the foundation of your organization. This is how people get into trouble, by the way. They think ChatGPT is going to just write the perfect grant application. Foundations now know because now they're using software that can detect whether or not you only used ChatGPT. There's no substitute for you being able to write about your organization. And then you can feed it into ChatGPT, but at least it's using your original words. And you feed it into ChatGPT and it will do wonders for what you've written. It will make it sound better. It can elongate it. It's phenomenal. But you have to be able to write at least the basic information about your organization because nobody knows it like you. And then let ChatGPT help you. You have to use prompts, and the prompts that you use is what you've written. And because it's your words, you don't have to worry about the ethical issues that can arise from using ChatGPT. This is where my bonus surprise comes in. I'm going to help you write your grant applications. I've created a grant writing course for you because you've got to be able to write. And then again, once you've written about your organization, you can feed it into ChatGPT. This is how I won $18 million. It's a step-by-step course that will allow you to write a phenomenal grant template about your organization. I will teach you how to write every part of your grant application. We will show you the best grant research techniques, but your little secret weapon is me. I'm going to serve as your grant coach. so that when you set up that meeting with the foundation, you know exactly what to say, how to ask, what to ask for, what you never leave that meeting without knowing. We have a Facebook group, a private Facebook group. You come in there and you ask your questions and you will get the help that you need, because it is very frustrating, right? Trying to find grant money and not knowing where to go, who to go to, what to say, whether it's a match, right? So this saves you so much, I mean, hours, weeks, months. And then people get frustrated because they don't know where to go. They don't have the help. If you're going to seek grants, please do so in some community where you can get the help that you need. All right. So let's say you have your budget. Do you know how much money to ask for? Come into the Facebook group, let us know. Look, you're getting ready to submit this application. How much money should you be asking for? Is it based on your program or the operations? We will give you the help that you need to place your application in the best possible position. We give you 12 modules and 35 lessons. It even includes videos. There's a video in front of the lesson because you may be a visual learner. But here's where this course is special. For 17 years, I've served as a professional grant writer. I've been hired to develop grant applications, including writing the grant questions. So I've utilized those questions to build this course. So as you go through the lessons, it's as if you are completing a real grant template. And at the end of the lesson, you will have a beautiful grant template with in-depth answers about you and your organization. And you're going to use that template to start applying for grant after grant after grant. And yes, I give you real examples. That one grant funding, you need to know what an approved grant application looks like. And as a bonus, I said I was here to help you. I'm going to give you a list of 600 organizations that are giving grant money right now. And then our private Facebook group, we drop so many grants in the Facebook group. It is a community, and that's what you need, so that you get the help that you need. And because I'm here to help you, get an hour of group coaching with me live. That's not one and done. That's every month, because I'm here to help you. All right. Now, I want you to look at these numbers, because this is what the course is worth. You're not paying even a fraction of these amounts. But this is important because I've had my course audited. I want to make sure I'm giving you what you need. I've had it professionally audited 3 times now. And the modules are worth $3,549. The videos are worth $599. The funding list, $500. The planners and workbooks and grant trackers, you have to stay organized, worth $350. So yes, the course is valued at $5,000. You're getting a $5,000 grant writing course similar to what you would take at universities. Only now you have help as you go through the questions. We're going to help you get you to that grant template. This is this is the slide you want to see. I said it's a fraction. I said it from the beginning that there are so many hurdles being placed in your way, and I didn't want to be another one of them. I have services that are far more expensive than this. I'll put it that way. I keep this course low because it is helping organizations just like yours get grant money. And so I'm going to keep it low so that it's affordable. So normally it's $997. Right now it's $497. I discounted because of what's going on this year. I know you need extra help, but guess what? You hopped on the webinar. And I know you could have been somewhere else in the summer at 7 o'clock. So you can take $200 off of even the current discounted price of $497. You'll pay $297, one payment for everything I talked about, because I truly, truly belong. I truly know, rather, that this course can help you, because it is helping organizations that look like yours, even now, like even right now, because all you've heard about was grant cuts and no more grants. Right now, I have students in this course with Black organizations getting 6-figure grants, because I've created a framework that they're using and they are winning. All right. It's $297. Is one payment, is one and done. If you want 2 months to pay, it's $175 a month. Whatever you do, use the codes. The codes will get you the additional discount. So the JULY31 will get you the $200 off. It will also get you the reduced monthly amount, because even normally that's $275 a month, but it's reduced to $175 with the code. And I said I was here to help. At the end there, you see course never expires. Now, you know how rare that is, right? Because usually you get what, 3 months, 6 months? You pay one payment, $297, you have it forever, forever. So you get the course, come into the Facebook group, that's the community, you get the coaching, it's tax deductible, write everything off. So you're getting a $5,000 course for $297 that you're going to write off. And you even get a certificate of completion when you are done. But you've got 3 days. So you got 3 days to get the additional $200 off. All right. For those of you who are ready for something else, I do have a boot camp. I teach you 2 months worth of grant writing in 2 days, right? 2 days, 7 hours a day. This is for people who are ready. You leave on day 2 with a completed grant application that you are going to submit. Keisha took it 8 weeks later. She had $100,000. She had never written a grant before. So if you're ready for that, it's $1,997, $1,997 for the 2-day boot camp intensive. All right. If you're interested, you can send me an email and we can set up a date. But these people here, they just paid $300 for the course, less than $300 for the course. And this is what they have experienced. Nicola, last month, $250,000. So you do the ROI. She spent less than $300 learning how to write. She got $250,000 last month. She didn't even ask for it. She asked for $50,000 over the course of 2 years. Her application was so tight, they said, wait, let's extend this. Let's counter. Let's ask you to implement these programs in other places. And she has an LLC, by the way. For those of you who are wondering whether or not small businesses get grant money, she's an LLC. All right. Whitney, $200,000. I have a framework. She did what I'm asking you to do. She started local. She has a doula organization. She started local. She got $40,000 from her utility company. Do you know that your utility companies, the major ones, have significant foundations? And then she went national and got $50,000, right? And her total was $200,000 in 1 year. Kanisha got $100,000 a couple of months ago. Kimberly, a few weeks ago, $84,000. Kimberly was none of these people are professional grant writers, none of them, but they're using my framework and they're winning grant money. Cherie, $11,000. Oh my goodness. Tranquility Point Therapeutic Massage, a massage company, won $20,000. People, if you are providing a legal service, you can win grant money. So it's not a matter of what you're doing. If it's legal, it's about finding who will fund you. Christina has an online educational service. Yes, you can be online. She won $10,000. Here's my bonus to you, because I don't want you using time as a reason why you don't become part of a community. I will give you my grant guide, my AI grant guide. I wrote the AI grant guide, which will teach you how to use AI to get your time back, right? To write these grants. It is remarkable. I even have a tutorial video included. It's worth $99. You get it for free. And then for those of you who are familiar with the U.S. Black Chambers, they are the lead organization for the various Black Chamber of Commerce locations throughout the country. They have a buy blacklist. Buy blacklist for diverse small businesses and Black-led nonprofits. So almost $200 to subscribe. I'm going to give you the most recent copy if you buy today. I will give you the most recent copy. It has dozens and dozens of grants. Plus, remember, the Facebook group, we're always dropping grants in the Facebook group. You've got a list of 600 organizations in the course. And yes, it's less than $300. All right. I'm going to stop sharing. And for those of you who are asking, I'm going to really quickly show you how to buy the course. I'm doing this live, by the way. Here, let me share and just show you, those of you who are asking, how you buy the course. I just put the link in the chat. So when you hit that link, you're coming to this page here. Actually, here, let me get to the right page. I actually take you right to the course. So you're going to come to this page here. So when you click that link, yes, people, it's $297 one and done. That's not a monthly amount. When you hit the link, you'll come to this page. And I want you to hit purchase now. The regular price, which is what I mentioned, is $497. That's what it's been reduced to. That's the special, but you're going to take $200 off of it. All right. And this is what you do. You hit the link, but please put in your coupon. You have a coupon code. Most people don't even have a coupon code. You have a coupon code. You have a large coupon. It will take off $200. You're paying $297 one and done out the door. You see this little block down here? That is a private VIP session with me. If you want to meet with me privately, oh, I do a deep dive into your organization. I get you together in that hour because before we talk about grants, I'm going to review your mission, vision, infrastructure, target population, and all of your programming. You're going to leave with complete clarity, with your session notes, with the video of the session, and even some local and national grant opportunities for you. It's normally $497 for the hour. The only time it's $247 is if you buy it with the course. If not, you'll have to pay the $497. If you buy it with the course, it's only $247. All right. Now, I mentioned that we do have, oh, let me keep going because for those of you who are interested, we have buy now, pay later, just so you know. We have a buy now, pay later. If you want the buy now, pay later, when you put in your email to create your account, I want you to keep hitting. Now, we take credit cards and we take PayPal and Google Pay, but if you want the buy now, pay later, this is amazing. Keep hitting pay another way until you see Affirm, or you may have to click the drop down box Afterpay or Klarna. It's 4 months, same as cash. You can literally divide the $300 into 4 months. That's $75 a month, people, for getting help, right? Getting access to me. Look, I have friends that charge $2,000 for their course and you get no access to them. I have a $5,000 course and I'm giving you access to me. All right. Because I know that this course can help you. So buy now, pay later if you're interested. 4 months, same as cash. If you just want to do the 2 monthly payment with us, hit 2 times 275. That's our own little payment plan. And put in your coupon code. That's very important because you're not paying $275 a month. You're only paying $175 a month for 2 months. That's JULY31 and a little T, which stands for 2 months. Click your T, hit apply. It takes off $100. You're paying $175 a month for 2 months. Got it? So you can pay $297 one and done. If you want to stretch that over 4 payments, you can, or $175 a month for 2 months. All right. So that's how you buy. I am going to the Q&A. All right. Now, before I get to the Q&A, I just want you to do one thing for you before you leave here. Do this for you. Before you leave here, do this for you. I believe in manifestation. I want you to write into the chat for you because in order to get grant funding, you've got to be able to write these grants. I'm ready to get grant money. I am ready to get grant money. I'm putting my email address right into the chat so you'll have it. Please put it on your safe senders list. hello@grantwritingfornonwriters.com. You're going to get the replay via this email, so please put it on your safe senders list. hello@grantwritingfornonwriters.com. That's right. I need for you to say this. Jade, Peachy, Monsina, I'm ready to get grant money, right? I've shown you opportunities exist right now, regardless of what you're seeing on TV or in the media right now, right? All those organizations that I showed you, they're minority organizations. They're minority-led organizations. They're getting 6-figure grants right now. Some of them are getting 5-figure grants. Some of them are getting 4-figure grants, but they're getting grant money, right? Brittany, yes. Robert, I'm ready to get grant money, right? Place yourself in this space. Whatever you do, don't let this be another webinar. that you've attended and you don't do anything with the information. Do something with this information. Move yourself forward. People are waiting on your skills and your talents. Whether you have a nonprofit or whether you have a small business, people are waiting on you to provide your knowledge to the world so that you can be of service. And why not get a little bit of help in paying for it? All right. Questions. What should I say when I meet with the funders? Right. So I set that up. I help you. I literally help you to determine what you say, right? So when you buy the course and you come into the Facebook group and you let us know you're getting ready to meet with a particular founder or a foundation, it depends on who you are. What is it that you are providing? What is that alignment, right? There's always a beginning, a middle, and the end, but some of it is about listening. But that meeting is critical. And I help you to determine what it is that you're going to say. How do you introduce yourself to the foundation? What is it that you should be saying? What should you be listening for? That meeting is critical, right? Because you're building that relationship. And here's a clue for all of you, all of you. Of course, we go into detail when you buy the course and you come into the Facebook group and you say you're going to meet, then I can be very specific with you. But here's a clue for all of you. Bring a video. Create a 2 or 3 minute video about your organization. I cannot tell you what an impact video has on these foundation leaders. Create a 2 to 3 minute video about your organization. Throw in some testimonials. I mean, the videos are game changers. And here's what I'm going to do for you to give you extra help. When you come into the Facebook group, first of all, those of you who are buying the course, you're going to get 2 emails. The course is digital online. You're going to get emails. The first email will be your link to the Facebook group, which you absolutely want to be in. And then the other email is going to be whereas you will get your username and password. And you get started, but you get help from us, right? And so for those of you who are wanting to be a part of this community to get help and to stop being frustrated about trying to get grant money, when you come into the Facebook group, I'm going to ask you to describe your organization. Just like give me 3 or 4 sentences, your location. I'm going to literally in the Facebook group give you some links that you can click on that will lead you to grants based on your organization. I will help you immediately. All right. Just so you get off to a good start. As I mentioned, I have colleagues that charge $2,000 for like everything you're seeing now. I'm not going to do it. I'm going to keep my prices low because I can help more people. I have over 2,000 students in the Facebook group. I have over 3,000 students total that are getting grant money. All right. All right. I don't understand how to get a mission statement with just feeding people in a food desert. You should have a phenomenal mission statement. There are organizations in this course that do exactly that. Some of them are farmers. They provide food in food deserts. Think about when you create a mission, think about what is your goal? What is your mission? What is your mission? What is your goal? What are you trying to accomplish, Andra? That's how you create your mission statement. And actually, Chat GPT will help you to create your mission statement. You're going to get the Chat GPT. You're going to get the AI guide that will help you use Chat GPT that will give you your mission statement. Literally, it can help you write your mission statement, right? You want to put in some information that you've created, like when you go through the course, you're going to feed that into Chat GPT, and it can literally give you your mission statement. But ask yourself, what is it that you're trying to accomplish? When you create a program, we're trying to feed people who are hungry because there are no decent grocery stores in the vicinity. What is it that you're trying to overcome? Are you trying to make sure people have food to eat? And what happens if they have food to eat? Maybe they can become productive members of society if they're not hungry, right? So think about what is it that you're really trying to accomplish by making sure people have something to eat, right? You can do that. It's in a separate email, Peachy. You'll get an email. The Buy Black Guide, you'll get an email. That's a separate email because that's for people who buy the course today. So you'll get that in an email. The AI guide, you'll get in an email. The course is built on a program called Thinkific. That's the course platform. But those two bonuses you're going to get via email. All right. You'll get those via email. Okay, let me go to other questions. Let's see. Other questions. Before we do anything else, we have to stop and give Tanya some love because Tanya bought the course. Tanya was like, Linda, I'm tired of being frustrated. And this is what happens. Let me tell you what happens when you get frustrated. You stop. You stop. You stop. You. Oh, that's you. Is that you, Peachy? Oh, okay. Congratulations, Peachy. Look, everybody needs to give her some love. I need to see some clapping of hands. I need to see some hearts. I need to see something. Because you know what? She decided she was going to bet on herself and invest. This is people, you have no idea how this is a small amount of money compared to what you could get, right? I said before, my colleagues, they charge $2,000 for their grant writing programs that they're not giving you even what you get here, and you have zero access to them. So, Peachy, when you come into the Facebook group, you're going to get emails. When you come into the Facebook group, this is very important. I'm going to ask you for a synopsis about your organization. Once you give it to me, I'm going to literally give you links to where you can search for grants based on your organization because I want you to get off to a good start. All right? I want you to get off to a good start. Are there other questions? You still have time. Let me go back into the Q&A. I think I see. Nope, I was able to answer that one. Other questions? Other questions? Let me go back up to the top and make sure I'm not missing any questions. For the young lady that runs the food pantry at your church, you should be getting grant funding. Oh my gosh, you should be getting grant funding. Like you should literally be getting grant funding that will help you pay for the food that is distributed at the church, that will help pay for the people who distribute the food, for the staff people, right? Let me tell you that that's one of the basic needs. So basic needs in grant writing is food, shelter, clothing. If you have a program that provides food, shelter, or clothing, most local community foundations give in those areas, right? But make sure you are doing what? Tracking your success. Do you know how many pounds of food you've given away over the course of a year, Andra? Find out. Find out. That needs to go in your grant application. If you can say, look, we've given away 5,000 pounds of food every year. Numbers help. Numbers help. The person who's getting the food to the food in the food desert. How many people have you served? How many people have come into your program because there wasn't a decent grocery store in the area and they needed help? How many people, right? Okay, Monsina, do you not need a DUNS number to apply as well? Great question. So, first of all, there's no longer any such a thing as a DUNS number. So the DUNS number was substituted with what's called a UEI, a unique entity identifier, UEI, unique entity identifier. The only time you need a unique entity identifier is if you are doing one of two things. You're applying for government grants or government contracts. The foundations that I'm speaking about today, no, you do not need a UEI. No, you do not need a DUNS number because they're private, corporate, family foundations. And community foundations, no, you don't need you do not need a UEI. That's only if you're going after government grants, right? And by the way, just so you all know, your credit report is not pulled, your credit is not checked if you're seeking grant funding. Remember, the grant money is for your organization, is not for you. It's for your organization. All right. All right. Yes, Walmart gives, oh, I know churches that have received grants from Walmart. Absolutely. And by the way, if you want that Walmart grant, meet with the Walmart manager. Meet with the Walmart manager if you want that Walmart grant. You know, they give to for-profits and nonprofits. Walmart does. So, but you'll need to meet with the Walmart manager. Establish that relationship because it's so funny. The Walmart application now is like 3 or 4 questions. It's 3 or 4 questions, right? That's why it's going to be important that you will have already met with the Walmart manager so that if they want you to have that grant, they can just pull your application. Literally, it's like 3 or 4 questions. All right. So yes, you're going to get the Buy Black list. Absolutely. And the artificial intelligence list. I'm trying to reach the link for, okay, so let me show you where to get to the Affirm. I'm going to share my, I'm going to share my screen. I'm going to show you exactly how to get to Affirm. It's crazy, right? It's 4 months, same as cash with Affirm. It's amazing what they do now, even with the lower amount, like the 297. All right. So if you want the Affirm, first of all, you have to click the 497 price because you're paying 297. Click the purchase now next to 497. All right. This page will appear. I'm going to take you step by step. Input your coupon code. Your coupon code is JULY31. Hit apply. Now you're at your right number. Now you're at 297. That's what's going to be divided amongst the 4 payments. Unless you want to add on the one-on-one with me, which you can if you want to, is 247. It's a private session. You want to add on the 247, click add to order. It's 544. If you don't want it, you don't have to remove it. You're at 297. Now you're at the right price. Input your email, whatever your email address says. Now scroll down to the payment window. Now, Affirm may automatically come up like you just saw it come up. Or you may have to click a little box that says pay another way. And then when another box comes up, you're going to hit one more time, alternative payment method or pay another way. You keep hitting pay another way until you see in the payment method the box that says Affirm. Now it may be hidden under the little drop down. If you want to choose Afterpay or Klarna, that may be in the drop down and there's Affirm. And you click on it and you continue on. And then it will give you the 4 months, same as cash. So hopefully that's clear. But it's only for the one payment option of 297. All right, which you're going to click on 497. Use your coupon to get to the 297 and then keep going from there. All right. All right, I'm going to stop sharing. Let me just see if there are any other questions. The code works. So I just showed you the code and how the code works. All right. So I'm going to go through here one more time. Let's see. Okay, I'm going to share my screen. All right, let me show you how the code works. Okay, I'm going to back out all the way back to the, all right, so here's your screen. I'm going to do it for both options. If you want to pay $297, click $497, click purchase now. All right. Oh, by the way, the code, oh, I think this might have been the problem. The code is all lowercase. Make sure it's all lowercase. All right. And it's already caught in my cookie. So you put in JULY31, all lowercase, and you click it, and it's going to give you the $200 off. Now, let's say you want the 2-month payment plan. You hit 2 times 275, hit purchase now. Now, because you want the 2-month payment plan, you've got a different code. It has a little T on the end of it. You hit have a coupon and you're going to put in JULY, right? 31 with the little T because you want the 2-month payment plan. Make sure the code is all lowercase, all lowercase. You click apply. You see it took off the $100. Now it's only $175 a month for 2 months. So you've got either $297, one and done with the JULY 31 or $175 a month for 2 months with the JULY 31 with the little T behind it. All right. So hopefully that was helpful. So keep in mind, I'm going to actually drop this into the chat again so that it will be convenient for you. Let me just drop this into there we go. Okay, I'm dropping this into the chat box again. It's in the chat. The link is in the chat. So be sure it's all lowercase, JULY 31 for the one payment, JULY 31 with the little T for the 2-month payment plan. All right, want to make sure everybody who wants to get in can get in. All right, I'm looking for the last of the questions. Yes, I'm actually I'm just on a laptop right now. But make sure when you click into, yeah, you should see, I'm going to show you what you should see. When you click that link, this is what you should see. I'm going to share my screen. This is what you should see. When you click the link, all of you should see this page here. When you click the link, and then you decide, do you want to pay $297, which is $200 off of $497, or do you want to pay 2 payments of $175, which is $100 a month off of the 2 times 275, and then you choose whichever one and you go through. But this is the screen you should definitely see. All right. Any other questions? Let me just see if there are. Andre, you got it now? Okay, good. I think it was the code has to be lowercase. So right now, people need to stop. She got through. Andra, we need to give Andra some love. I need to see some clapping of hands and some hearts. I need to see some clapping of hands and some hearts. And I think you're in Cleveland, Andra, right? I happen to be in Ohio. I just moved from Cleveland last week to Columbus, but I'm still in Ohio. I need to see some clapping of hands and some hearts. So when you get into the Facebook group, I'm going to let you in. This is very important because I'm going to help you right away. Answer my question. I'm going to ask you a question. I'm going to say, give me 3 or 4 sentences about your organization, your location, your profit status, and I'm going to give you some links where you can go. So try to turn on your notifications for the Facebook group so that you're notified when this happens, right? Because I want to give you help right away. All right. And then look in your email for the upcoming group coaching. You don't want to miss the group coaching. It's live with me. You can ask me any questions you want about your organization and grants. So look out for the group coaching session, right? If any of you are interested in the boot camp, people are interested in the boot camp, they take the boot camp and they have phenomenal results. That's on a little different level. Again, it's 2 days. I teach you 2 months worth of work in 2 days, right? And that one's $1,997. All right. So you have 3 days to get the discount. So hopefully, Robert, I'll see yours. I'll see you later on. Oh, I'm sorry, Andra. Why did I think you were in Cleveland? You're in Baltimore. The home of I've had some of the best crab meat. Like it's on my bucket list to visit like all 50 states. I've been to 40. So I think I've been to like every city that has been that you pulled up. But that's what I remember about Baltimore is like I had great crab in Baltimore, right? And they have that beautiful waterfront. So, Robert, I'll look for your purchase later on. So you've got 3 days, but you get the buy black list if you buy today. You want that list, right? I need for you to understand that there's grant money available because if you keep looking at the media or on TV, you would think that there are no grants available. The people that you saw who gave the testimonials, they're in the Facebook group. You can go in and talk to them. They're real people, right? They're getting six-figure, five-figure grants right now, right? You've got to know where to look. That's why I beg people, if you're going to look for grants, be in some type of community where you can get the help that you need, right? So that you know where to go and how to go, because that's where you get frustrated, right? I said before, I've been in this industry 17 years, right? I've won almost, it's nearing the $18 million now. There's a process to this. There's a process to winning. And I have developed the framework for it, right? That's why I have over 3,000 students. And I keep the price low. Like I know this is what I was meant to do. I keep the price low. All right. So I want to thank all of you for hopping on. I don't see any more questions. So I just wanted to make sure I had answered all of the questions. I don't see any more questions. I know you could have been somewhere else at 7 o'clock tonight. That's why I keep this low, and that's why you get this incredible price. And when you get into the course, you'll see it's a $5,000 course for sure. This is why it's been so successful. It's been so successful. All right, let me just make sure I've answered. And I want to do something that I don't normally do because I'm just really like this. I'm focused on this comment that Andra made. I can't get it out of my head. She said, I don't understand how to get a mission with just feeding people in a food desert. Right. And so I'm going to do something like I don't normally do, but I want you to see how this is not difficult. You just need to know what to do. All right. Let me see really quickly. If I can pull this up, I'm going to go to ChatGPT. If I can just pull it up, I want to show you how this works. All right. Okay, I was able to pull it up. Let me make sure I have a few accounts. Is that my account? Yes. All right. I'm going to do this live because I want you to see how this works. I hope you're still on, Andra. I'm going to literally I'm going to take your quote. I'm going to share my screen. I'm doing this live. This is my Chat GPT, which I have the paid version. And if you are still on, Andra, let's see. Let me make sure. I don't want to lose anything here. I'm going to stop sharing for a second because I want to get back. Andra, what city are you in? Tell me what city you're in. You're the person in Baltimore? You're the person in Baltimore. I want to show you how this works. Why ChatGPT is so remarkable. Okay, I'm going to go and share my screen. This is my ChatGPT. Okay. You have to create prompts. The guide that you get for free will teach you how to do this. So let's say so I'm going to say, I have a program. I have a program that helps people in food deserts in Baltimore. I think that's where you're located. Get food. I don't understand how to get a mission with just feeding people in a food desert, right? That was your I'm literally feeding your comment into AI. can you help me to create a mission, especially based on I'm going to say, the rate of hunger in Baltimore? All right. You see, everybody see what I did? Give me a yes in the chat if you can see what I'm doing. Give me a yes in the chat. I want to make sure you can see what I am doing and that this is live. All right. All right. So I have a program that helps people in food deserts in Baltimore, Maryland get food, right? I don't understand how to get a mission with just feeding people in a food desert. Can you help me to create a mission, especially based on the rate of hunger in Baltimore? I'm going to say a mission statement because that's what she's talking about. She's talking about a mission statement. I want to be specific. Let's see what it does. I'm hitting the button. You'll see what it does. They're searching the web. Look at this. Do you see did it take 1 or 2 seconds? Did it take 1 or 2 seconds? It's literally giving you data that you can use for your grant application. Food insecurity in Baltimore City. Look what it's saying. Baltimore City has an overall food insecurity rate of approximately 15.8%, among the highest in Maryland, about 45% higher than the national average. All right. You see what it is doing? It's giving you data. That's why I said, especially given the hunger rate in Baltimore. All right. It literally gave you what? It gave you like 4 different possible mission statements, right? Now it doesn't have a lot of information about your organization, so it's just using what I gave it. But here's a couple. To reduce food insecurity in Baltimore City, where nearly 1 in 6 residents and more than 1 in 4 children lack reliable access to nutritious meds by delivering fresh, equitable, and sustainable food support to food desert communities. That's number one. To confront hunger in Baltimore's food deserts by ensuring families and children have access to healthy, culturally appropriate food and empowering communities with resources, advocacy, and long-term food security, right? So literally it gave you 4 different opportunities. Here's another: to feed Baltimore neighborhoods facing food deserts by providing nutritious meals, advancing food justice, and building resilience through community partnerships, education, and systemic change. All right, I'm going to stop sharing. Is that not amazing? Is that not amazing? Did it take 1 or 2 seconds? I think it took 2. All right. This is why I say be in a community where you can get the help that you need. I'm literally giving you the AI guide that will teach you how to do exactly what I just did. All right. All right. I think we're done. You have you have 3 days. You have until Sunday to get the additional $200 off. I hope to see you all in this community where you can get the help that you need and that you see that organizations that look just like yours is still getting grant money. That's not what they're telling you out in the media. So what did I say at the beginning? I said, promise me you're going to share this information with other organizations. You will get the replay via your email. I gave you my email address. Make sure it's on your email list because I don't want the replay going into your spam. For the next 3 days, you'll get access to the replay. You'll get the link to the replay. You'll get the code that you need to use to buy the course. And I hope to see you in the course. All right. So thank you, thank you, thank you all so much. I know you could have been somewhere else. Again, backdrop is a little different because my office is being redesigned. So this is an alternative space that I'm in right now, but I hope this was helpful to all of you. I'm glad you stayed until the end. Robert, I hope to see you in the course after you get the laptop all powered up. And for the rest of you, you've got 3 days and join a community where you can stop being frustrated. This is free grant money that you don't pay back. All right. All right. Thank you so much. Whatever you do, keep moving forward. Keep moving forward and do not be discouraged. There's money available. So place yourself in a position to get it. I want you to have a safe and a blessed rest of your week and the weekend, and keep moving forward. There are people waiting on what it is that you have to share with the world, right? Thank you so much. My name is Linda Peavy, creator of the course Grant Writing for Non-Writers, Keys to Winning Grant Proposals, and founder of Pop Consulting. And I hope that you're able to manifest your dream and you're able to get help to do it. All right. Thank you so much. And I want you to have a blessed and a safe evening. Bye-bye.